Hello everyone, welcome to Checkmate City. Today we are going to see the next variation of the Caro-Kann Defense. So it's a simple opening which does not attack early but it wins the game. So let's see the next variation, right? As we know that as you see the last video we covered the first variation of knight c5. So we are covering the next variation f4, right? So let's see the game. White continues or start the game with 1 e4, right? c6, d4, d5, knight c3, d takes c4, knight e4, bishop f5. So from this position we are going to analyze the game, right? Last video we see that white play the move knight c5, right? Now let's see what happens if knight to g3 was played. Then black has to reroute his bishop to d7 or g6. d7 is not the great move because it does not gain any advantage to black. So bishop to g6. Here white play the move f4, which threatens f5, right? If f5 was played, then the bishop is trapped. We need to stop f5 by playing, or we have two options right here as black: pawn to h6 or e6, right? We have two ideas. You can think that we can play the move f6, which is not recommended because it's weakening the king side, right? It just weakens the king side light squares. So f6 is not highly recommended. So here we can play the move h6, which is not a great move, but it's a simple move. But white has several attacks here, right? Knight f3 can be played. He can bring the bishop to d3. He attacks the king side, right? Because our pieces are not yet developed in the fourth move itself, right? So here black play the move e6, right, which stops f5. Knight f3 was played, bishop d6. It's all the developing moves, right? Bishop to d3. Here we have two options. Don't memorize the things, right? After this move we need to play that move, right? Here what is the thing white need to do? He need to exchange the g6 bishop with this d3 bishop. We need to take it or we need to support this, right? If you have any idea, just take it. If you think you need to take it, take it. Otherwise you need to support this, right? Support this bishop by playing queen f6, or you can play the move knight to e7. If queen f6 was played, it's not a great move because you are bringing the queen outside early, which is not a rule in the chess, right? Which is an uneasy rule, right? It's an unnecessary things to bring your queen early in the game. So queen f6 is a slightly bad move. So here you support the g6 bishop with, yeah, you're right, knight e7. Then castles. Here you want to castle, you can castle. Here black play the move knight d7 because he just developed his knight, right? He can't play the knight to a6, right? So it's a bad square. So he plays the move knight d7. Just like this, have the logical thinking, right? White play king h1. It does not change anything in this position. He just plays king h1. Here you can place whatever move you like. Queen c7, castles, or rook c8, or you can even play c5, right? Here black play queen c7, knight to e5 was played. Yeah, here's the critical thing. Here queen c7 does not develop his queen. It slightly attacks something, right? He attacks the f4 pawn. It is 2 time attacked and it is 1 time defended. So white play the move knight e5, right? He tries to exchange the g6 and d7, right? But here black simply play the move rook d8, just supports the d7, and it does not make any important change in the position. He just supports his d7 piece. Queen e2, bishop takes d3. He just exchanges the bishop. Knight d3, castles, bishop d2. It's just the developing move. c5. Yeah, I told you, right? Here's the opening ends and the middle game starts. So here black is something crowded in this squares, right? So he play the move c5 just to expand the queen side. Knight e4, knight f5, right? Here you need to do two things. You want to safeguard this bishop, but it's impossible. You can't play bishop e5, and the bishop can't go to anywhere, right? So you need to support this bishop with any one of his knight. You can play knight c8, which is unnecessary, or it's not a great move as you look, right? This position does not look nice to keep the knight on last rank. So black play the move knight f5. Knight f5 does not support the bishop, it attacks d4. You see, there's a double advantage of a single move. D takes c5, here knight takes c5. So you can take with bishop also, he takes with knight. Knight takes, bishop takes, bishop c3, just keeping an eye on g7, right? Bishop d4, he wants to exchange the piece. Rook a d1, just bring his rook to the open file, right? Bishop c3, knight c3. Now the exchanges are going to happen, right? The rook d1, knight d1, bringing the another rook to the d file, knight c3, queen b6, trying to attack the b1, right? Sorry, b2. You want to attack the b2, or you can play here the move, right? Knight d4, just making a double attack. He will play the move queen f2, and you can play like a6, and you can further play b5, b4, attacking c2, and you will play f5, just taking, right? After this knight moves, he takes with queen and attacking the f7. So these are the things. Or you can bring the knight to, right, e4. So there are so many ideas. So here black play queen b6, white play the move rook d1. Then the exchanges are going to happen in this game. Or you can play the move like rook c8, or you can just play knight d4. There are so many ideas. It's a +1 for black. Do you think, right? According to engine, it's a +1. So white play rook d1, and black play exchange the pieces. And here's the important thing: as a beginner, as a friendly player, you think the b2 is just hanging. After you see the queen on the b2, but the knight on d1 just supports. So be careful. Black play the move queen b4, attacks f4, queen f2. And you want to see another thing, right? You can't just play the move queen f3 to support this, because the e1 square is controlled by queen, then queen e1, then this checkmate will be happen. So be careful while playing as white. Queen f2, h5, a3, queen d6, knight c3, queen d4, just going to exchange the piece. The exchange happens, right? So according to the engine, it's a slightly equal position, right? Both the knights are centralized, right? So black can play knight c2, white play the move knight d6 and attacks the b7 and f7. If b6 played, then knight c8 will be played, right? This double attack is leading to an slightly edge for black, right? You need to play the king to f8, bring the king up, right, upwards, so that you take the b2 pawns and a3 pawn. So the game continues, and you need to read the end games, right? And subscribe to our channel, and the end game content will be uploaded in the future. So here the variation ends, and which is an equal position for both the players. So just learn this variation, right? In this variation, we see that after bishop g6, f4 was played. It's the typical setup. White tries to attack, and black here brings a solid setup for himself, right? This is the solid setup which gives black a great advantage, right? These things are the solid setups for black. Just a great position, right? Which is a great thing. So it's a solid position for black, and it's an attacking position for white. So remember, This is a crazy opening and which leads you to a winning position also. So subscribe Checkmate City for more videos. Learn this opening as soon as possible and play it in the tournaments. Thank you.